my loves, and welcome to today's pick a card reading. This one is going to be about the next chapter in your life. So if you're curious what's coming next in your life, what this next chapter is going to be, this is a timeless reading. So whenever you click on this video, we will be finding the answers for you all about what the next chapter of your life is going to be and what that's going to look like. So I'm very excited that you are here with me today. If you are new to these videos, I'm going to give you a quick little rundown about how it works. So as you can see, there are 5 groups in front of me. We have group number 1, group number 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can take a moment, pause the video if you need to, or if you'd like, to find the pile that you're the most drawn towards. If you like choosing with crystals, we're going to be throwing some crystals on here in just a moment if you find that that helps you. But once you are done choosing your pile, there's going to be timestamps linked down below in the comment box, as well as the description box, that you can skip right ahead to your personal prediction all about that next chapter in your life. So that is how today's video is going to work. Now, if you like to choose with crystals, and if you find that the energy of crystals helps you pick your group, then let's go ahead and put some crystals below these cards. All right, so today I actually felt like putting the crystals on top of the cards. So here are our crystal options. Over here on group number 1, we have some fantasy aura quartz. Group number 2, we have some aqua aura quartz. Group number 3, we have some amethyst. Group number 4, we have some copper. And then group number 5, we have some rose quartz. So again, take a moment to pause the video if you need to in order to find the pile that you are the most drawn towards. And then once you are done choosing, there's going to be timestamps linked down below so that you can skip right ahead to your personal prediction all about the next chapter in your life. And without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into today's video. All right, so group number 1, if you chose this pile with the beautiful fantasy aura quartz, this is going to be your reading all about the next chapter in your life. So let's dive right in. Okay, so group number 1, we have such a great message for you. So we have the Hangman, the Chariot, the Nine of Cups, we have the Knight of Wands, and the Emperor. This is such a powerful reading, by the way. The fact that we have 3 major arcana cards, you are in a major shift in your life right now. This next chapter is going to be quite different. Let me just tell you that. So you're on this precipice right now of a really big shift, and I feel like you've been feeling that. It's almost like you've been feeling like, I can't hold off anymore. I can't just keep waiting, because it's almost like you've been in this Hangman stage. That's why we have the Hangman showing up as the first card. This represents more maybe your energy in the recent past, or maybe even slightly in the present right now. And this Hangman is sort of waiting. It's doing the same things over and over again and sort of feeling a little bit stuck, feeling like we are either endlessly preparing ourselves for something, we're endlessly debating something, thinking about something, maybe feeling like we can't change, feeling stuck in our circumstances, feeling stuck by something. There's something that's making this feeling of pause, or this feeling like change hasn't really happened recently. It's like our life is kind of the same right now. The Chariot, however, indicates that we are either facing a choice in our life where we could go in 2 different directions. We're at a crossroads. Maybe there's a big choice that you have to make in your life right now. Or this could be this internal dialogue that you have where it's like, okay, I can either stay where I am right now because this is familiar, it's safe, or I could take a leap of faith. I could take charge and turn into a new direction. And I feel like you've also been debating a new direction. Whenever the Chariot shows up, it indicates that we're like looking off into a new direction, looking off into possibilities in our life. And you're like, ooh, well, that idea sounds enticing. That idea sounds kind of cool. This idea sounds kind of cool. But then there's also another side of us that's like, do I do that, or do I just stay the same? Or like, what's the outcome gonna be? You know, it's like kind of like that, the depiction of the devil and the angel on your shoulder, you know, when one of them's whispering all the negative things that could happen, and it's like, oh, but what if this happens? And shouldn't we just stay the same right now so that we never run into these negative things, or blah, 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 blah. And then the other one's like optimistic, and it's like, ooh, let's go in this new direction. Let's see what might be available to us. It's almost like that's been what's happening. Or you may also have someone in your life that is going in a different direction than you. There could also be that. And maybe you're pulled into 2 different directions because there could be someone who you're really close to. This could be a family member, a partner, a kid, or whatever, that maybe wants different things than you do, and you're trying to navigate how to balance this out. How do we, move into a new direction and then also make things fair? But this next chapter, it's about you, and it's about moving forward and no longer staying in this hangman stage where we are debating things or we're letting fears overtake us. We could have a fear of rejection or a fear of failure or a fear of judgment or a fear of anything that might be holding us back right now. But I see you taking charge in this next chapter of your life, and things are about to take off. Things are about to shift for you. I see you taking a leap of faith in something. I see you moving forward rather than excessively planning or excessively waiting, because sometimes we wait until the right time or the right moment, or we endlessly prepare or we endlessly plan for things because we constantly just don't feel ready. So what is it that you don't feel ready for? I also see this next chapter of your life. Oh my goodness, this is a next chapter of you needing to take charge of your life rather than letting other people make decisions for you, or rather than not trusting yourself. There's almost this element of like not fully trusting yourself that you might be dealing with right now. And you might be thinking like, should I fully trust myself? Do I have enough capability to make my own decisions and to believe in my decisions, to believe in my dreams? I almost feel like this is a time where you're breaking out of needing external validation. This is a time where you're breaking into your own confidence, your own individuality, where you're the leader of your life. You're coming back to leading your own life in this next chapter, rather than waiting around for other people, other people's opinions, rather than waiting around for when we're finally going to feel the most ready and we're finally going to feel like, yes, this is the time. Like, I don't feel like any of us feel ready or prepared for something when we do it. Like you could endlessly prepare. There's never a point where you're going to say, I know everything I can know. I'm prepared for absolutely everything. Let's go. There's never going to be a time in your life where you feel 100% ready. But it should not stop you from moving forward, Like, let's say that you went to school to become a doctor. Like, let's just throw that out there, because of course we know that that's such a high-end kind of job where you need to learn a lot, you need to prepare a lot, right? But at the same time, once you go through all your schooling and you get thrown into the field of being a doctor, I bet you there's still things that you could be thinking about, like, I could know more about this, I could still know more about this, I could still plan and prep for this and this and this, but there comes a time where you just have to dive in, right? And so I feel like you're at that particular phase in your life where you've been working on yourself, you've been doing a lot of things, and you've been thinking a lot. I feel like you've been in your head a lot. But I see this next chapter of you just taking a leap. Like, it's time to take a leap. That's what Spirit is saying so strongly right now, that it is time to take that leap. If you want your wish to come true, which you have the wish card right front and center, the 9 of Cups is the wish card. This is about getting a wish. The only way to get it is to steer your own life in the direction of your dreams, in the direction of what you desire, even though it might be scary, even though it might be unfamiliar. But I see you being confident in yourself. I see this next chapter of you being like, I'm just going to trust myself. I'm going to be confident in myself, in my dreams, and I'm going to go for it. Like, that's what I see this next chapter is opening up for you. And I think that you're going to realize your inner power through this next chapter, because I think that you're going to take this leap of faith to do something new. This could be moving to a new area. This could be changing jobs. This could be taking a leap into something new here. You're taking a leap into something new. And I think that through this, you're going to develop yourself so much to where you're like, wow, I do deserve to be confident. I know more than I thought I knew. I was more ready than I thought I was. This next chapter is going to be so beautiful for you. It is going to unlock confidence, independence, individuality. I see your individuality coming out. I feel like lately, like, your life has been on autopilot. I almost feel like for the last year or so, your life has been on this autopilot where you've just been kind of like living the same routine, living the same day. And there's been these enticing ideas that you get, these enticing thoughts, thinking about like how your future could be different, how it could be more exciting, things that you maybe want to leap into, but maybe haven't felt ready for in the past. This next chapter, you're taking that leap. You are taking that leap fully. And I think you're going to realize that you knew much more than you thought you knew, and you were more ready for this than you thought you were. This is about climbing the mountain of your dreams, breaking through that wall. Whatever that wall is that's been holding you back, the chariot is about breaking through that, breaking through those challenges or obstacles that have been sort of standing in your way. Those could have been fears, self-imposed fears. Those could have been other things in your environment that maybe kind of stopped you before. But sometimes we just have to take that leap, right? Nothing's ever going to be perfect. We're not going to have like the perfect foundation to take leaps, but we can take leaps and build upon that foundation as we start to move forward, right? So that is what we have right there. Let's get into our next few cards here. So the next one that we have health coming up. So for some of you, there could have also been something with health that's been holding you back. This could have also been a decision that we need to make with our health, right? So what is it with your health? I do see your health improving. The fact that we have the Wish card, the Knight of Wands, which is taking a leap into something, making a decision, trusting in yourself, believing in yourself, knowing that you have the power and you have the wisdom to make the best decisions for you, right? Because sometimes we ask other people, like, what is your thought on this? But sometimes we have to realize, like, other people don't know us as good as we do, no matter how long they've known us for. Only you can make the best decisions for you. Because you're the only one who knows yourself best. So only you can make the best decision for you, because you know what you desire, you know what you want, you know what would make you feel best, you know what would make you feel happiest. So this is a time to take matters into your own hands, rather than waiting for other people to be on board with you, rather than waiting for reality to just open up doors for you. This is a time where you just have to open up doors for yourself. You have to take the lead and charge. And this next chapter, that's what you're doing. And I feel like you've been feeling called up to that position. You've been feeling that inner calling that says like, hey, I need to take matters into my own hands. I need to start doing things for myself. We also have the card of new beginnings. So this is you really blossoming. The new beginnings, the butterfly always indicates spreading your wings. This is a time, this next chapter is about you spreading your wings, opening up and diving into what you desire, what you want to create in your life. That's what this next chapter is all about. And I do see you taking a leap into something big. There's something big here that you've been thinking about for quite some time. And this is the time, this is the shift of you moving into that. Okay, let's see. We also have the new moon in Taurus. Prosperity lies ahead. Abundance and prosperity. So if you've been worried about money or anything like that, if you've been worried about like, is this the right decision? Can I make a prosperous outcome? Can I be successful in this? Yes, you can. Prosperity lies ahead. 100% you can. But Taurus is also about dedication. And it also talks about procrastination and getting the ball rolling. The interesting thing about Taurus, the bull, is try to get a bull moving. You know, if you try to go push a bull or something, like they're so heavy and they're so grounded that it's really hard to get the ball rolling with Taurus energy. However, Taurus energy is so powerful because once you get that ball rolling, it is unstoppable. But the message that we have for you when it comes to whatever this thing is about, right? Because this is going to be personal to you. So whatever this whole thing is about, this is about getting the ball rolling. You will be successful once you push yourself far enough to get things moving. Once things are moving, it's gonna be just going, right? You're gonna have momentum, but it's about building up the momentum. So once you take that leap and you get things rolling and get things moving, yes, prosperity lies ahead. But the hardest part is gonna be taking that leap to get things moving. That's going to be the most difficult part for you. However, once you do that, once you just dive in, once you just say yes, right? Which it's actually not that hard to just go, yes, okay, I'm doing it, I'm diving in. The hardest part is sometimes our own mental leaps that we have to take, getting over our own mentality around it. Abundance is promised for you. Prosperity is promised for you. But it's about getting that ball rolling. We also have full moon in Capricorn. Wow, okay. End of a tough cycle approaches. The end is approaching of whatever tough cycle that you've been facing. So Capricorn is about the mountain that you've been climbing, right? And what I see for you is this tough kind of situation that you've been facing. It's gonna, I just see this breath of fresh air and this sigh of relief happening. This sigh of relief of oh, why didn't I just do this sooner? I feel like things are gonna get so much easier for you because you won't be standing in your own way anymore. Taking this leap of faith is going to be so powerful. It's going to end this tough cycle, because sitting here in the unknown and just delaying and pausing and overthinking, there's been this overthinking energy where we are no, I need to think about every single possibility before I can say yes, because I need to be over prepared because I'm so scared of failure, or I'm so scared of rejection, or I'm so scared of judgment. And then we overthink it. But the thing is the only thing that we need to ask ourselves is, what do I want? And then when we move forward to that, we grab a hold of that. We go into this new beginning. That's when this freedom happens. That's when that relief happens. And we're okay, let me move towards that. We can think a little bit, but when we overthink, that's unproductive. That ends up just holding us back, creating more stress, creating more weight. And would we rather be stuck here, or would we rather be facing the problems and challenges that get us to our dreams? Right? Okay, next couple cards. Okay, we have the Destroyer and the Animal. These are so fitting for you, by the way. So fitting. So the Destroyer, this is time to break out of those walls, those barriers, those fears, those blocks. It's time to take control of your life. So if you've been on autopilot lately, this is time to sit in your chariot, grab the reins of your life, grab the steering wheel of your life, and destroy anything that's been standing in your way, rather than being on autopilot, because autopilot is going to see, this wall and be no, let's not go through it. Let's delay. Let's think about it. But I just really see you grabbing the reins of your life and pushing through and destroying those old blocks or fears. Completely shattering them. And it's time to come back. Look at this next chapter is about you becoming more wild and free. No longer chained up like the hangman, no longer waiting there and feeling stuck. You're setting yourself free in this next chapter. You are setting yourself free. And I do see there's some sort of move or shift in career, shift in your life, but this is major, guys. The fact that we have 3 major arcana cards here, this is a major shift for you, which is probably why you've been delaying it for so long, but at the same time, it's time. It's time. It is time to move forward here. Let's go ahead and grab our next deck of cards to get some more info here. So, Group 1, what else do we have for my Group 1s for this next chapter? Let's see. The Shadow, overcoming, coming out of the cave, spreading your wings is another message coming through here. And then we also have the Weaver. What are things that we need to cut away? This could be negative thinking, overthinking thoughts, things that are currently holding you back. There's certain things that you need to cut away and cut the strings of. What are you attached to right now that you're maybe scared of losing? What are you attached to right now that, maybe we're attached to other people's opinions, other people's thoughts. Those things don't serve us, right? So maybe we need to cut ourselves free and then weave a new web. What do you want to be woven into your new life? What do you want to bring with you versus what do you want to leave behind? That's a big question, right? What are you wanting to leave behind? What are you wanting to stop doing? What are you wanting to cut out? There could also be things that you're cutting out for your health, such as bad food, and other things that are just bad for your health. What are some bad habits that have been stopping you health-wise. It's time to let those things go. Time to spread your wings. No longer hide something. What is it that you've been hiding or trying to deny or trying to not see? Because it's time to bring that to light. It's time to talk about that. Finding who you can trust and who's the best to talk to about these things. But there's something that you need to open up about here. There's something that you need to open up about in order to bring things to light, in order to set things free. This could also just be your own self mentally, like accepting something mentally and being like, okay, I'm going to look at it, I'm going to deal with it, and I'm going to go straight on. Because some of you have been closing yourself off from something. Maybe there's a fear when it comes to what you really want in life. Maybe there's a fear about accepting something right now that will help you move forward. There's something that we need to accept or maybe open up about and spread our wings so that we can fly. Letting go of this weight or facing this fear so that we can conquer it and we can become wildly free once again. So that is what we have right there. Let's go ahead and get maybe one last card on this reading for you. So that one's oddly wanting to come out. We have loosen your grip, coping mechanism, density, addiction, let God in. Loosen your grip. So you might be in a stage of your life where you're trying to control every little thing because you're so scared of things going wrong. So you're trying to control the opinions of other people or the outcomes that you're getting or the, all these other things. But sometimes we just need to trust, and we need to know that no matter what happens, like we can't control the outcomes that we get. However, we can control how we react to those outcomes so that we can continue to strive towards our goal, so that we can continue to move towards our dream. You can't control every outcome you get. However, you can control your reaction, and your reaction determines your ability to get to your destination. So loosen your grip. Also letting go of coping mechanisms, any addictions that we have. Letting those things go so that you can be free to move forward more. So with that being said, let's end off this reading with some astro dice to get any last info on this reading. So we have Uranus in Taurus in the 9th house. You are definitely making a leap in your life. The 9th house and Uranus, there are some unexpected changes, and it's time. It is time to make those changes, those leaps. Some of you might be being called to step up into your teaching self. Like there could be something that you want to teach or to spread information on, or to even travel, because travel is connected to the 9th house. But the 9th house is also teaching philosophy. So your life philosophy might be changing. Your outlook on life, what you believe in, might be changing. We also have let God in here. So you might be opening back up to trusting the universe more, because some of you may have been closed off. Maybe you've lost your trust in the universe. Maybe you've lost your trust in God or spirit or the divine or whatever. Maybe some of you have lost that faith. And the fact that we have let God in and the 9th house shows me that you're returning back into believing again, trusting again, having faith again in whatever it is that you believe in, whether that's God or the universe or whatever, right? But you are returning back to belief. When we don't have belief, there's something empty there. And there's something where we stop trusting in our future when we don't have faith in, either the universe or God or whatever, right? When we don't have faith in something, we tend to lose faith in ourselves. You're going to be finding faith in yourself again by also finding faith in the universe, in God, or whatever it is that you choose to believe in. But I see that shift happening for you, and I see belief returning and faith returning for yourself and for the higher powers of the world. I see your connection to the universe happening again. I see unexpected travel coming in for you, far away travel. So if there's been a destination that you really wanted to go to, I see it happening quite quickly and unexpectedly. But I think this is something that you've talked about for a while. So if you've been talking about some kind of travel for quite some time, but it just hasn't manifested, it's going to be manifesting for you within these next 9 months. And I feel like September is a big month. So September might be a time where this all of a sudden starts moving forward for you. Or around any time within the next 9 months, I see this big trip happening for you. And I think it's going to lead to new unexpected transformations for you. I think it's going to lead to new unexpected opportunities that are going to help you expand even more. I see so much expansion for you. I can't even begin to translate it into words. There's going to be so much expansion over these next 9 months. It's going to bring you to wildly new places, unexpectedly new places. But it comes through this Taurus energy, new moon in Taurus. There's a lot around Taurus that's going to be really important for you. That zodiac sign might be important for you in some way, shape, or form. But Taurus also again indicates that once we get the ball rolling, that's when things are going to start happening. Once we get out of our dead zone of where things are just on hold, or we're repeating the same actions, waiting for different results, because we know that doesn't ever work. If you continue to do the same actions, expecting different results, you are never going to get different results. The same actions and the same approaches lead to the same results. So if we're constantly, doing the same thing that we always have, we're going to get the same result. You have to dedicate to something, because Taurus is about dedication. So choosing what is it that you want, dedicate to it, commit to it, and get the ball rolling. Once you gain that momentum, you are unstoppable, okay? Taurus is also reconnecting to the beauty of life as well. So I think that you're unexpectedly going to be shifting your perspective to seeing the beauty in life. I think those of you who chose this pile, I feel like you really like art, beauty, music, probably romanticizing life, because that's very Taurian energy, and I feel like you're getting that back. There's this unexpected shift where you're reconnecting to all the things that you love about life, the things that fuel you, the things that do get your ball rolling, right? And I just see you breaking through. This bull too uses its horns, Taurus symbol, right? Uses its horns, the animal, destroying whatever fears or walls were standing in your way. So that is what we have for you, my beautiful group number ones. That is all about the next chapter in your life. So thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope this reading helped you out and made sense for you. And I hope it gives you kind of some confirmation about this next chapter, and that you will absolutely be successful. The fact we have the Emperor, the Nine of Cups, the Knight of Wands, that's such a powerful energy for success. Such a powerful energy for success, but it's about believing in yourself, reconnecting to the faith in yourself, steering your own boat, and getting it to your destination, gaining that momentum, believing in yourself, committing to it. It's going to get you there, okay? So anyway, that is what we have for you, my group number ones. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you next time. Bye. All right, so my group number twos, if you chose this pile, this is going to be a reading all about the next chapter in your life. So let's dive right in. Okay, group number two. Wow. So we have the Eight of Swords, the Six of Pentacles being reversed. We have the Ace of Cups upright. I love that. Then we have another six, which is the Six of Cups. So two sixes here. Then we have the Nine of Wands, and then the Seven of Swords. So the next chapter of your life is going to be a really powerful one, in the sense of opening up and learning how to trust, but also focusing on getting what's fair. I feel like there's a part of you where the last chapter of your life has been one where you've been just settling for less than you deserve. And you deserve so much more. This next chapter is about you finding what it is you truly deserve and having the courage to believe that you deserve more and that more exists for you. There's almost been this fear of I might as well just settle for what I have because it's the best that it gets. But I think that what the universe has been trying to show you is that you deserve more, and that you need to believe in yourself and we need to start going for it. And we need to start letting go of the things that are not giving us what we deserve. I feel like you've been settling for like breadcrumbs, just like what it shows on this card. And I've said this in a previous reading before, and it was just such a powerful message that came through with this card. So as you can see, like this person is settling for breadcrumbs, but then again, like these people are beggars. So there's something where it feels like they are missing something in their life, but you're ending that chapter. The fact that this card is reversed, you're ending that chapter. Part of you has been like scared to make a decision, or you've been closed off, or you felt repressed, or you felt stuck. But this is a chapter of freedom. This is a chapter of calling back your freedom, calling back your courage, calling back your strength and your faith that something better exists for you and that you deserve more. I see you also learning how to forgive this chapter so that you can begin to trust again. There's part of you that feels really cautious lately, feels cautious about like, maybe there's someone in your life that you have to be cautious around. Maybe you have to be cautious about what you think or say around this person. Or this could be something to deal with, like being cautious when it comes to making decisions because you don't want to make the wrong decision that leads you towards something that you regret in the future. Right? And I feel like you're using more caution, but I feel like you're going to be turning this caution into more courage, like a courageous caution, rather than a caution that is fear-based and puts up walls. I feel like you're opening yourself back up, and there's going to be like forgiveness, but also leaving behind things that were not good. I do see someone coming forward and even apologizing to you, or this could be you just extending the hand of forgiveness so that you can move on with a clean slate and so that you can move on feeling good about your future. I'm seeing, possible forgiveness or apologies coming through, and then getting so ready for this next stage of your life where you know what it is that you deserve. Where you're going to absolutely know, and you're going to be able to put your foot down and say, no, I deserve better than that. I'm not going to accept this any longer. You're going to be putting up boundaries in your life and learning how to say no. The Nine of Wands, you are 100% learning how to say no and learning how to put up boundaries and also adhere to those boundaries, or not adhere. Adhere is not quite the right word, but how to stick to those boundaries basically, and how to reinforce. That's what I'm trying to say. How to reinforce those boundaries. But yeah, so that's what I'm seeing is really happening for you. And I also see something really positive coming into your life. Someone who's going to be showing you how you deserve to be treated. There's someone in your life that's going to be showing that to you in small little ways. And I feel like those ways are going to be growing. There's someone who's coming into your life that's going to show you, hey, you deserve this. You deserve this. And I feel like part of you is not going to know how to accept it at first. Like, I feel like when somebody really nice comes along, you might be like, what? Like, I don't understand. But I'm seeing you learning how to accept compliments, accept kind gestures, accept, kindness, like true kindness. That's what you're going to be learning in this next chapter as you uphold to these new boundaries, learning how to say no to things that you don't deserve. Like, it's going to be a really nice positive chapter where you're gaining your strength back, your confidence, and it's going to be beautiful. Okay. The next card that we have here, we have the card of wisdom with the two owls on it. I feel like owl's your spirit animal right now. I'm getting like a white or even brown owl as your spirit animal, and they're guiding you right now to see through the darkness, because owls are nocturnal. They see through the darkness. If some of you have been having sleepless nights, it might be because your owl spirit animal is trying to communicate with you at that time. But you might also find yourself reflecting really deeply at night. Those reflections are building so much wisdom in you right now that are going to really help you out in this next chapter of your life. We also have the card of harmony coming up as well. So this is rebalancing your life, finding that beautiful balance again of what you deserve and what you are no longer going to say yes to. So harmony is coming back into your life. in this next chapter. We also have don't let your past hold you back. How fitting is this card for you? How fitting is this? Don't let your past hold you back. Need I say more? We also have hold your vision. Hold your vision of what it is that you desire. What is it that you desire, group 2? This is time to hold your vision and believe that yes, that exists. Yes, that is possible. You deserve goodness. But I really think it's time to like put your foot down and let go of like whatever this is that hasn't been treating you right. And no longer feeling like you have to stick to it. No longer feeling obligated to like be there. I feel like you have a bit of a people-pleasing habit. Like you don't ever want to disappoint someone. You don't ever want to let somebody down. You don't ever want to hurt somebody. But at the same time, within doing that, sometimes you're allowing people to hurt you. If we don't put up those boundaries that say, hey, I'm not going to allow in people that continue to take advantage of me, that continue to hurt me, no matter what their positive good sides are, if they also come with, the habit of hurting you, not being kind to you, not upholding to being respectful, they don't deserve to be there, no matter what it is that they also offer. Like imagine, somebody being like, let's just throw out this example. Somebody who constantly brings you flowers, but the flowers that they bring you also come with like a bunch of bees on them all the time that sting you. Imagine that they're like vicious bees that like sting you every single time. There'd come a time where you'd probably be like, let's stop with those flowers for a second, Or imagine if you were like allergic to the flowers that they kept bringing you. Wouldn't there come a time where you'd be like, hey, either you have to stop bringing me these flowers or we just can't have this anymore. You know what I mean? Like there comes a time where you have to uphold the boundary and not let people cross that anymore. And if they do, then they're not welcome in that boundary anymore. You know what I mean? They're not welcome there anymore. So I think that you're growing out of this people-pleasing mentality. I see you growing out of that. And I feel like you've already been sort of, making that progress yourself anyway. But this is about really holding that vision and sticking to your boundaries, sticking to your promises to yourself. Don't let your past hold you back. 100%. Don't let your past hold you back. And I see this new chapter of you being free and you being able to liberate yourself from whatever you've experienced in the past and begin to believe that, there is such a good future out there for you, which there is. And then working through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. I just see a beautiful chapter opening up to you. The fact that we also have the Ace of Cups, there's someone beautiful coming into your life. There's someone amazing coming into your life. There's a new chapter when it comes to, I think, your love life, your friend life. And this is being open to newness. This could also deal with family or siblings for some of you as well. Any sort of relationships. I feel like there's a closing of a chapter where you're going to be really upholding certain boundaries in certain relationships that need to have these boundaries. And opening up, and there's going to be a new chapter where there's new energy coming into your life in terms of people. There's going to be new people coming into your life or a new specific person. For some of you, this could just be a new chapter opening up with someone, but I feel like for most of you listening to this, I feel like 90% of you, maybe more, this is a new person coming into your life. Okay, the next card that we have the vision card. Oh my goodness, we have the vision card and the hold your vision card. What is it that you really want from your life? And look, we have more owls. Owls is your spirit animal right now. I was feeling it right when I saw that. But anyway, the vision card. What do you really want for your future? Hold that vision and create boundaries that keep you on that path. What would be your most ideal vision for the future? And how can you create boundaries that keep you on that path so that you don't wander off, and you can stick and hold to that, right? And we also have the heart. What does your heart truly, truly want? And this is about working through your fears. Don't let your past hold you back. Hold your vision of the future of what you desire, and it will absolutely come true. This is about having faith in yourself, having faith in that dream that you have, and knowing that yes, your dream is possible, 100%. Harmony is also connected to the number 6, even though these together, this equals a 9, so it's like a closing of a chapter. But harmony is also the word that's specifically connected to the numerological number of 6. And number 6 deals with the people that we marry, our relationships, our family. And so I see you harmonizing your family and your relationships. You're learning how to harmonize those. You're learning how to respect yourself, how to uphold the vision of what you desire in your relationships, and how to uphold those boundaries that keep you on that path. But you have to keep your eyes locked on what you want and not, settle for anything less, but keeping your heart open, wearing your heart on your sleeve. Look at that. This is about rolling up those sleeves, wearing your heart on your sleeve. Even though you've been through stuff in the past, even though you've been through hardship and whatever, it's about not losing trust, not closing up your heart, right? This is about opening it back up and knowing that love is worth it. Love is so worth moving forward and being able to believe and trust. Okay? But this is about very much upholding those boundaries so that your heart is protected, so that you do feel safe wearing it on your sleeve. Okay, next couple cards. Let's go into the next few ones that we get for you. So group 2, what else do we have? The Seeker. Ooh, and then we have teeth here. It's very interesting because in dream lingo, whenever we have dreams about teeth or teeth feeling loose or coming out or anything like that, this deals with self-worth. It means that we are doing something against our own self-worth, not believing that we deserve more. Maybe our belief in ourselves is like, oh, I guess I deserve that or whatever. Or this is about seeking what you are truly worthy of, which is so much more than I believe that you've been settling for in the past. Working through fears to open back up your self-worth, and to seek what it is that you actually desire. What do you fully desire? We also have play. So returning to the playfulness as well. I think that's so important. That is so important. And that's very much like the 6 of Cups that we have here. And it's interesting because we have 2 6s, and I was talking about the 6 with the Harmony card, and we have like double 6s here. But the play card and the 6 of Cups, this is coming back to that like childhood innocence before we had things in our past that were not so great. Let's not focus on the things that were not so great. Positive things exist. They absolutely exist. Have fun with life again. Open up to that like childhood imagination where you get to see things in like that beautiful way and get to imagine all those beautiful things that you desire. This next chapter, I feel like your inner child is coming back out. Your inner child is coming back out. You are upholding a new vision, upholding more self-worth in this new chapter, being more playful, allowing the wisdom of your past to allow you to hold the vision of your future and know how to say no, know how to keep those boundaries, all the good stuff. So let's go ahead and get into a couple more cards from this deck, and then we'll move on to our Astro dice. So your next chapter, group 2, let's see what we had coming out for you. We have the Cosmic Heart. Ooh, devotion, potency. What are you devoting to for yourself? What do you want for yourself? What is healthy to devote to? Make your life a moving prayer. So it is time to move towards what you've been praying for, what you've been wanting. Walk in the direction of what you've been praying for. And close out anything that's been holding you back from that. And then we also have I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting. Is there something that's still on your chest that maybe we need closure for? And this is about being cautious. defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting. What do you need to uproot yourself from? And how can you, I feel like this is about forgiving yourself. This next chapter, I feel like you're going to be forgiving yourself and uprooting yourself from something negative, uprooting yourself from something that's been holding you back so that you can move forward. Again, don't let your past hold you back. You're uprooting yourself from something in your past that's been holding you back. And you're going to be planting yourself somewhere new, somewhere that's much more prosperous for you. Some of you might even be moving. Whew, this is powerful. Anyway, moving on to our Astro Dice. Let's go ahead and see any last info that we can get for you, my group 2. So we have Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and money, in Scorpio, in the 6th house of healing, of redirection, of putting in the work, your environment, your routine. So, what is it in our love life that hasn't been that great on us health-wise? So when it comes to even your mental health, by the way, your physical health, your mental health, all of that. What is it that we need to transform here so that we can set ourselves free again? We can find healing and we can move forward. And it's interesting, we have another 6 again. We have a lot of 6s for you. I feel like those of you that chose this pile, you're going to be like finding your soulmate soon, especially if you haven't already. However, this doesn't need to deal with romantic love for all of you. Some of you may have already found like your person, maybe you're all good with that, but this might be talking about like a family member, for instance, or a friendship as well for some of you. But I feel like you're going to be finding like what really works, what's really in harmony with you. You're going to be connecting to what's really in harmony for you. But we need to be healing the past. This is going to be what sets you free. Coming back to childhood. So what is it that's in our childhood? For some of you, there's something to do with siblings here, because the Six of Cups can also deal with siblings. So maybe there's siblings that we need to forgive and show kind gestures towards and create better relationships with. Maybe for some of you, this is a family member. This is a parent. This could be your own children. This could be a romantic partner. Whatever relationships you have in your life, there's some sort of healing that needs to happen here. And there's some sort of healing that is happening in this next chapter, and it's going to set you free. It's going to allow you to uproot whatever problems that we were rooted in. We're uprooting that so we can heal that and we can plant ourselves new somewhere fresh and have a fresh new beginning there. So that is what we have for you, connecting deep to your heart and entering a positive time for positive relationships in your life moving forward. So my group number 2s, that is what we have for you for this next chapter of your life. You are welcoming in really positive relationships. I have to make that clear. Like, this next chapter is really positive relationships, but right now you're going through this precipice of some learning and some transformation here and letting go of certain things so that you can find relief and closure and give and receive the apologies and the forgivenesses so that you can move forward to something so great, so amazing, that's on a clean slate and all of that. So, my loves, make your life a moving prayer. Put out the intention of what it is you desire, wearing your heart on your sleeve in this next chapter and feeling free, and then regaining this playfulness, this funness about life. So that is what we got going on over there. Thank you so much for joining me here. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you next time. Bye. All right, my group number 3s, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading. So let's hop right in and find out what you can expect in this next chapter of your life. Okay, so group 3, we have the Lovers, the Moon, the 4 of Cups, the 7 of Cups, so 2 cup cards, and then the High Priestess. 3 major arcana cards, 2 cup cards. You are in a major shift in your life right now. In fact, one of the biggest things that I'm sort of getting from this group, the fact that we have the Lovers and the Moon right next to each other, there's something here where either you're fearing being who you really are and allowing your true self to come out. Like you might fear what other people might think, what other people might say, if other people are still going to accept you the same. And part of you might be stuck in a people pleaser stage, because sometimes when the Lovers comes out, it can indicate that we've been, really trying to uphold the same viewpoints as other people and try to be the same as other people so in order to be accepted. And maybe we've been repressing some of our real true nature in order to fit in, right? And this next chapter, I see you stepping out of that. However, this can also be seen as perhaps there's a part of you that's sort of lost right now. Maybe you're looking at all the things that you used to like, all the things that used to please you, and maybe they just don't vibe the same way anymore. Maybe you've actually outgrown these things and you're kind of like, okay, who am I now? What is this next chapter? I don't know. But there's a little bit of this lost feeling, and it's either coming from people pleasing and trying to be someone you're not in order to be accepted or fit in, or it's coming from a place of having outgrown who you used to be, and maybe you're now at this time where you need to develop a new you, right? So that's sort of the two different things that I'm seeing here for you, group number 3. But what I'm seeing in this next chapter is this is going to be quite amazing. So this next chapter, I see you there's a part of you that wants to spend a little bit more time alone, is something that I'm feeling, first off, because the Moon, this card, and this card, the Four of Cups and the High Priestess, these are all cards that are a lot about introspection and going on your own way. And I feel like part of you needs to spend some time alone so that you don't feel like you constantly need to be someone else in order to please other people. So maybe you've been taking some alone time lately. Or again, this could be the fact that you're needing to find yourself again. But when we're constantly around other people, sometimes we still are a little bit clouded and confused because we are not spending enough time on our own to get to know ourselves and our own unique energy. And that way we get to define ourselves and discover ourselves. So I just really see this calling and this pull in this next chapter of your life to spend more time alone. And you're going to be doing a lot of self-discovery, a lot of self-development. I feel like you're going to be going through a massive spiritual awakening, by the way. Like all the things that you were once fearing, all of those things that were once holding you back, you're going to be overcoming those things. You're going to be kind of carving out a brand new path for yourself, a brand new path where you're going to shift and you're no longer going to be the same person anymore. There's a whole new you that's coming out. These two gates right here talk about going in a big shift, and usually it talks about being connected to the other side. So I do think that you're going to have a spiritual awakening. You might also discover some more spiritual gifts that you have, whether that be with healing or speaking or being connected to more spiritual things. I do see a more spiritual aspect of yourself coming out, and I'm also seeing you on this time of self-discovery, trying out new things. I see you sort of trying out new things, new pathways, and seeing what really clicks with you, seeing what really fits. And this next chapter is going to be all about defining and building a new you. And I'm so curious to discover more about that. So let's go ahead and add more cards onto this reading. So the next one that we have here, we have good cheer. So I do see a lot more positivity coming out. And I also, massively, I see you finding out who really accepts you for you, who loves you for you. Because as you become more authentic, not saying that you aren't authentic, but as you kind of start really showing the new you, who you really are, rather than upholding to what other people are expecting from you, rather than upholding to, other people's core values and ideas in order to be accepted. I see you beginning to express more of your true authenticity. And I feel like there's certain people in your life that you actually do feel comfortable around to express that true you. And I see you getting closer to them. And I see a really beautiful relationship bonding from that. And I do see you sort of slowly beginning to maybe part ways with other people in your life who are not quite on that same page. Maybe not fully part ways, but I do see you maybe seeing them less and connecting deeper to those that you do feel are on a similar path to you right now, or on a similar path to where you want to move towards. And I see a really important relationship coming into your life in the next 6 months. In the next 6 months, I see you making a very deep connection. This could be somebody that you kind of already know, or somebody completely brand new. Again, it is a general reading, so I don't like to be way too specific. Spirit is kind of showing me, for some of you, it's going to be somebody that you kind of a little bit know right now that you're going to be getting deeper with. Or for some of you, it's going to be a completely new person that you're going to be meeting over these next 6 months. The next card that we have is creativity. Ooh, unlocking your creativity again. Some of you have almost felt like you've been creatively dead, like the spark has been sort of gone. This next chapter, your spark is coming back, and it's coming back strong. It is coming back so strong, because I think that the old ways in which you used to be creative just aren't vibing with you anymore. They're not on the same page anymore, and you might be like, oh, I'm burnt out, the spark is gone, but it's not gone. It's just, I feel like you're on a discovery of like a new creative outlet, and I think things are going to be shifting for you, and I see your creativity being reawakened as you discover more about this new you that's emerging, more about who you are, and sort of redefining yourself. I feel like you're going through a time of reinvention. If I could give you one word to describe you right now, you're on a time of reinvention, which is actually exciting. And I feel like some people get scared of reinvention because they're like, oh, I'm so lost right now. And yes, it can feel like you're lost a little bit when you're going through a time of reinvention. However, I want to entice you to a new perspective, if I may. So when you're in a process of reinvention, you actually have a blank canvas in front of you, a blank canvas where you get to create anything. You get to create any new vision, and you're at that precipice of your life right now where you're on the drawing board and you get to draw something completely brand new. So this is a time of really fun imagination. And if you shift your perspective, like in this Four of Cups, and if you start looking towards the fun imagination, the fun possibilities, rather than looking at like, oh, my current job is this and somehow I have to get re-inspired by it, or my current whatever is this, my current lifestyle is this, and I have to find a way to reinvigorate the spark and blah, blah, blah. You don't have to focus on any of these current things anymore. You can be completely creative in a brand new way. And I know some of you might be saying like, no, I can't, I'm stuck by this. You are in a blank canvas moment where you can completely shift your life right now. This is time to reawaken the creativity, reawaken the imagination, and realize that it's time to unhinge yourself, basically. Unhinge yourself. And that's what this new chapter is all about. Allowing that new you to fully emerge, to come out, to have fun, to play. And look at our next card is literally the imagination card. If you needed one more card to tell you that this next chapter is about being imaginative, being creative, and drawing on the blank canvas. Bringing out a new story, writing a new story for yourself. You're on a blank page. This next chapter can be anything. It's almost as if you're writing a book, and everything in your past so far, that's already written, so we can't change that. However, there's a brand new chapter where your spirit guides are coming through being like, you can write anything here. What would make the most amazing story? What story would you love to read? If you could choose anything, literally, if you could choose anything, what story would you love to read? And now it's time to begin to write that new story. Write that new story. What would be the most amazing new chapter that you'd be like, oh my God, what a twist. You could have a twist in your story right now if you wanted to. Right? You could do anything. So just so you know, the possibilities are endless. The next card that we have a new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. Then we also have adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. Adjustments are required. So yes, of course, as we know, adjustments are required. There's a lot of purple energy as well. So your crown chakra is opening. This is about letting go of attachments. What are you currently attached to that's holding you back, that's no longer serving you, that we might be so attached to that we're like, oh, I can't leave that behind. I'm chained to it. I'm bound by it. I already chose that. It's like, yes, we chose it in the previous chapters. However, you can choose anything now. We can let go of old attachments. We can make a drastic shift if we want to, right? So What do you desire in this next chapter? You're at a blank canvas stage, which is actually one of the most exciting stages of life. So what are things that you want to adjust? A new romantic cycle begins, by the way. So there's something new for you on the page of romance, and also on the page of balance. There's something where you are balancing your personal life versus your work life or your professional life. Like, what are all your responsibilities versus what kind of life do you also want to balance that with, right? I think you're learning how to balance that, and also learning how to shift things that you no longer vibe with. Learning how to shift things that you no longer vibe with. The new romantic cycle, I'm really feeling like if some of you are already in a serious relationship, there's a new chapter beginning with that where things are really exciting. There's an exciting new chapter in your love life. If you're single, I see you connecting to someone special. I'm getting within the next year, if you're single, you're going to be connecting with somebody really special. If you're in a relationship already, and let's say that that's like going well and it's all good, I see an exciting new chapter opening within the next year for you. For most of you, I feel like this is all happening within 6 months though. There's an exciting new chapter. So whether that be moving in, engagement, wedding, baby, buying a house, there's an exciting new chapter opening in your love life, okay? Meeting your soulmate, whatever that may be. So the next two cards, we have the medallion and then we have the seed. So your plant, everything starts with a seed, right? And what was I saying about being in a brand new chapter? If you needed another confirmation of that, the seed. Everything starts with a seed. What new seeds do you want to plant in this next chapter of your life? Because that's what this next chapter is all about, is you planting new seeds. Like, there's almost nothing written in stone right now for you. That's the interesting thing, group 3. Every other group so far, they've had very clear, like, new chapters coming their way. Very clear new chapters. For you, you're at this precipice of like, sure, you're taking more alone time and more time to like figure out the new you, and you're ending like a people-pleasing cycle, and you're ending this old you, closing out that old chapter. But your new chapter is all about you deciding what seeds do you want to plant, what plants do you want to grow in your life, in your garden of life. Because you get to do an entire revamp right now, if you want to. Okay? What do you want to achieve? The medallion asks you, what do you want to achieve in your life? How do you want to achieve it? What does that whole garden look like of your new life? You get to write it down. I would highly recommend, for those of you that chose this group, like if you like writing or if you like journaling or anything like that, I would highly recommend pretend that you're writing the book of your life and you get to write the next chapter. What would it be if it was like the most exciting thing for you? What would it be? And then as you read it back, does that inspire you? Is that what you want to move towards? And if so, begin taking action towards that, because this is literally what's going on in your life right now, is writing a new chapter. It's very exciting. Like, as I'm reading this group for you, I'm like, ooh, this is so exciting. So anyway, let's go ahead, shuffle these cards and get into some more info about this next chapter of your life. Let's see what we get for you. We have higher perspective. You're climbing the ladder of something, and also Spirit is saying in this next chapter, you're going to be gaining a higher perspective on a lot of different things in your life. So when it comes to the problems that you're currently facing, I think this next chapter, you're going to see a higher perspective of it, and you're going to be finding solutions to a lot of the problems that you're currently facing. If something's not quite giving you the results that you want, whether you're putting in a lot of work to something and it's not paying off, or doing a lot of things and the outcome's not quite what you want, I see you finding a lot of solutions in this next chapter, because I see you're getting this higher perspective of things. And whenever we get a higher perspective and we see the whole conglomerate of what's going on, it becomes very clear what the issue is and what we need to do to solve it. So I see you're not going to be facing those same problems anymore. Those solutions are going to come to you very easily in this next chapter, and you're going to be planting brand new seeds. And I see you achieving something. The medallion, I really see you achieving something that you've been really wanting to achieve. For some of you, I'm seeing an engagement because of this new romantic cycle in the medallion. The medallion can kind of be seen as a piece of jewelry. So for some of you, I do see some sort of like possible engagement, Or this could be an achievement of some kind, like a personal achievement, an achievement in your career, for example. Maybe you're going to be receiving some sort of reward for that, or some sort of big achievement that you've been looking forward to, that you've always wanted to reach. You're moving up that ladder. I see you achieving something in this next chapter. If some of you have been like not seeing the results that you want in a seed that you've planted long ago, I see you achieving that. And you get to write new stuff. You get to work towards a new achievement in this next chapter as well. Because I see you achieving something that you've wanted for a long time. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well now I get to move on and decide what my next achievement is. Oh, and then we also have the magician coming up, the magi, which is short for the magician. So this card is like, you have everything you need to write this new chapter. You have everything you need to create a brand new, like, exciting new thing for yourself. This is so exciting. Like, I can't even, this is so good. Like, the fact that you have the magician coming up too. The magician talks about the fact that you have all the magic right now to create anything you want. You have everything that you need for this new chapter. Even if you feel like you're short on things, even if you feel like, no, I'm short on resources, I'm short on this, Spirit is saying, no, you actually have everything you need right now. You have the seed in the palm of your hands, the potential to do anything. Oh, this is a powerful, powerful new chapter for you. I literally cannot even, I would highly recommend, especially if you've been feeling like you want to take time out on your own. I feel like that's going to be so good for you for developing this new chapter. We also have Star Brothers. So Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust. Horus energy, very connected to Egypt and very connected to writing as well. Horus energy is very connected to writing. So writing this new chapter of your life, being the writer of your life. Maybe some of you even desire like writing something or achieving something within speaking or planning or writing or storytelling or information sharing, something like that. But also loyalty, safety, and trust. I feel like you're also coming to a stage of your life where you are trusting more in the universe, especially if you've kind of lost a little bit of that trust or you felt lost. I feel like you're going to start trusting in yourself again. That's coming out. And then let's see. Any last cards before Astro Dice? Okay, this one's wanting to come out. Let's see. We have the Void. Ooh, so stop. Embrace winter. Great cosmic womb. That one technically came out sort of reversed there, and I'm feeling like it had a purpose being reversed actually. But let's get into this like this. So what is feeling voidant in your life right now? I feel like this next chapter is going to help you clear that void. And you've been going through the winter stage of your life, which is actually so interesting because the seed is the spring. We plant the seeds in the spring, right? In the winter, we sort of reflect. We reflect on what's been going on, what's been happening in our life, the results that we've gotten so far. So I feel like you've been lately in that reflection stage, taking more time out, reflecting on like, my life is sort of culminated at this point where things are at a pause, right? But spring is right. This next chapter is literally your spring where you're planting a new seed and you get to write a brand new chapter and achieve brand new things. This is so exciting. Like I can't even, like you're about to achieve something great because you're going to be planting a seed that's very exciting for you. This is going to be a very exciting new chapter. And I do see you achieving something very great through this. And then filling that void. You're going to be filling that void with this new seed. So again, the void is like that blank canvas. So again, we have that confirmation of the blank canvas stage that you are at, and you're going to be planting this new seed and achieving something pretty exciting. So let's go ahead and get into our astro dice to close out the rest of this reading. So group 3, we have Uranus, in Capricorn in the 4th house. Some of you might also be moving, because the 4th house can deal with moving, but it can also deal with our foundation. Who are you, right? There's something majorly changing with what you're currently rooted to. So I think that you're going to be doing an uprooting. This could be uprooting your current job, uprooting the current place that you live, uprooting something within your identity so that you can shift to a new you, a new self. I feel like you're going to be at a stage where you're going to be investing your money or saving your money more is something that I'm seeing. And a whole shift in your foundation. So who you've currently been, like there's such a big shift happening. And also this deals with planting the foundation. It's like the ground. The fourth house is kind of like the ground in which we are. There's something shifting. So you're totally planting a new garden right now. This is sort of repeating those messages that we got like all throughout this reading. A new you, like a whole youthfulness, a new thing that you're going to be, again, achieving with that Capricorn energy, climbing to the top, getting that higher perspective. This is sort of, again, repeating like what we already looked at. So again, the Astro Dice just confirming everything that we already went through. But that is what we have for you, my group number 3s. Thank you so much for joining me here today for this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it offered some insight on this next chapter and for maybe where you're currently at. And I'm sending you so much love. Thank you so much for joining me here today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. All right, so my group number 4s, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading all about the next chapter in your life. So let's go ahead and find out what that is. Okay, so group number 4, we have the 5 of Wands to start us off. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune, the King of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, so double 5s, and then the Fool card. We've been having a lot of like double cards in the readings today, which is like really interesting, like double numbers is what I mean. So double 5s for you. 5s are all about huge, massive shifts, huge, massive changes in your life, especially like unexpected, and just different things changing up. And it's so interesting because the 5 of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune, you are definitely at a turning point in your life. However, this turning point, it seems like it comes with a little bit of like either inner conflict, or maybe other people are disagreeing with what you want to do or where you want to go with your life. Or this could be, again, that internal conflict. Maybe you're debating like with yourself and saying like, no, don't go in that direction, stay here, or yes, go in that direction. And just these like conflicting ideas, these conflicting feelings maybe are coming up in your life around something here. But the Wheel of Fortune indicates that this next chapter is a massive turning point for you. I think that you're going in a totally brand new direction. A direction that's much more fulfilling. The King of Cups, this talks about following your intuition, following where would bring you the most emotional fulfillment. So really think about that. Really ask yourself, okay, what would bring me the most emotional fulfillment right now? And that's what I see that you're going to be heading towards in this new chapter of your life. But I feel like this next chapter is really going to call you to let go of a lot in your life. I feel like part of you is wanting to like get rid of a bunch of things that are just no longer working for you, no longer serving you, a lifestyle that's no longer serving you. The 5 of Pentacles can talk about being more minimal, especially when it's next to the Fool card. Both of those cards talk about minimalism and getting rid of things that are kind of like a burden on you. So what is a weight that you're carrying that is more of a burden and kind of feels like it's hurting you more than it's serving you? I feel like you're going to be getting rid of a lot of like items in your life. Like you might be minimalizing your closet, your belongings, different responsibilities that you have. I feel like you're also, this is a random side note, I feel like you're going to be going through like your subscriptions, like things that you're subscribed to, or things where you just have like extra bills that have been like a weight on you. And I see you getting rid of that. And I see you becoming a lot more free in this next chapter, embracing more of your freedom. And I feel like you really want to untie yourself from old responsibilities and other things that just seem to be weighing on you rather than providing much value. So I see you just completely freeing yourself in that aspect, freeing your emotions, moving towards what really fulfills you. And I also think that you're coming to a point where you're realizing that material things are not as fulfilling as emotional things. Emotional things and adventure and experience and actually diving into experience are much more valuable to you now than having material things. And I think that's a big realization that you're having in your life right now. I feel like you've experienced owning some material things, but I think it's left you feeling a little bit empty on the inside, whereas going towards emotional things that provide emotional value for you, like relationships, those provide emotional, tangible value, the important relationships we have, and adventure and going towards what your soul really wants and getting to experience things that you've never experienced before. The Fool card talks about diving in, taking a leap of faith, and not really needing to have so much money or the fanciest car, the fanciest home or whatever. You can totally have those things and you can also experience abundance. However, I feel like you're at a turning point in your life where you are valuing your adventure and your experience more than material possessions. And I feel like that's a major flip for you in this next chapter. I see your finances recovering and getting better. I see you getting out of debt for whatever reason. So I don't know if you owe money on something or if you're just minimalizing expenses. Maybe cutting away some things that you feel like, you know what, I don't need that. I don't need that in my life anymore. I just see you cutting those things away, and it's bringing you back your freedom in this next chapter. This next chapter, you're going to be so much more free. It's going to feel almost like a huge weight has lifted off of you because you're going to be going in the direction that you want to go. You're not going to be holding yourself back as much, and you're getting rid of those things that are sort of just standing in your way that you thought would maybe bring you happiness, but kind of didn't. And you are letting go of that. There could also be relationships that you're letting go of, or different things that maybe you once feared being alone. Maybe you once feared not having certain things in your life because maybe you were told that you need to stay with them or you need to have them. And I just see you getting rid of that and liberating yourself and inviting in more freedom and independence. I wouldn't be surprised if you minimalize your life so much to the point where you desire moving or you desire beginning to travel more. I see that. And I also see this like independent energy where you're like not afraid to do things on your own. You're making decisions on your own. You're focusing on you. You're focusing on your individual happiness. And I feel like it's just, it's so liberating. The feeling that I'm getting from this pile, it's so liberating. So let's get into the next couple cards here. We have, best possible decision. The decision that you are thinking about right now, group 4, the decision that's in your mind, I think as you begin to make it, you're going to think back and you'll be like, that is the best thing I've ever done for myself. Again, what did I say in the beginning? You're at a turning point. You're at a turning point of getting rid of inner conflict, whatever choice this is that's maybe causing inner conflict or even outer conflict. Maybe other people in your life disagree with things or, want different things. And I just feel like you're so ready to ditch that. Not in a bad way, not in like a egotistical way, but you're just ready to like leave behind all the things that are just not making you happy. And this is going to be one of the best things that you ever do for yourself. And I just see you lightening your load of responsibilities, lightening your load of financial burden, and all that other stuff. We also have the card of glamour coming up. That card was actually technically reversed before I laid it down, but it's interesting because the message that I got from this is like letting go of your need to look a certain way. To other people, to come across a certain way, or to impress other people. I feel like you're so done living for other people or impressing other people or needing other people to like you or things like that. I feel like you're just so more about yourself in this next chapter, and you're going to be more like, do I like myself? I want to like myself. I want to like who I am and what I'm doing and all of that. And I feel like you're going to be more focused on that. And so you're going to be glamorizing your life for you and not for anyone else. And I feel like it's going to be a totally different phase and a totally different emerging that you are going to be having. There is some sort of like fresh new beginning here when we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool coming up. This is such a big turning point that it's bringing you to something new. It's bringing you to a chapter in your life that you've never experienced before. Like you've never gone off and done these things that you're about to do. These are totally brand new things. I think some of you are going to be buying a pet, or some of you may have a pet that's really important to you, or some of you might be interested in buying a little companion to go on this new venture with. But I just see you doing something that you've never done before, but something that you've always wanted to do. It's something you've always wanted to do, but you've never maybe had the courage in the past, or never felt like it was the right time, but now's the right time. I mean, you're at this point where you're like, there's no better time than now. There's no better time ever than the present moment. We also have conclusions are within reach, full moon eclipse. We're actually in eclipse season as I'm filming this video. Also, I apologize, it's getting totally dark in this room and I did not even notice. Okay, there we go, much better. We are actually in eclipse season as I'm filming this. And so if you're watching this around the time that I'm posting this, I feel like you are ending certain things around this eclipse that is going to help set you free. However, if you're watching this in the future, I'd be curious when the eclipses are, or if you're in a random eclipse season right now as you're watching this, whenever that may be, because those eclipses I think are going to be significant times for you when you're going to be doing some major shifts, and you're going to be you're going to be concluding certain things in your life, concluding a major chapter in your life and moving on to something totally new. We also have a fiery climax approaches. The climax is kind of like the precipice, the ending, and then you're going to be unwinding, letting go of a lot, and then opening up a new chapter. So the climax of your current chapter is you're right on it. And the full moon in Aries, this talks about closing out something so that you can have this new beginning, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, so it's all about new beginnings. And it's very much connected to the planet Uranus, which the Fool is as well. Like new beginnings are connected to the Fool. And then the Fool is also the first card. And then Aries is the first zodiac sign. So there's definitely lots of confirmation around a new beginning opening for you, and the fact that you're right on the precipice of that. I think your self-image is changing as well. Like you're going to be viewing yourself in a different way that's more healthy, more positive, and more in alignment with who you truly are. So let's go ahead and get some more cards on this. The next card that we have is the Forest card, which is really interesting. Some of you, I'm really getting the feeling of travel and being able to face your fears, because the forest is full of magic, wonder, and also some of our fears. So when you're in the forest, I feel like the forest, you're entering the stage of your life where all the magic that you've always wanted is right there at your fingertips, that you get to explore, you get to experience, but you also have to face some fears along the way. And your fears might be, letting go of the things that you're so familiar with. That could be a fear, or a fear of failure, a fear of rejection, a fear of judgment, or a fear of whatever. You might have certain fears that come along with being adventurous, but the Forest card is all about adventure. I feel like you're starting a brand new adventure where your life is going to be more fun and exciting and adventurous and full of all new things, new possibilities, new experiences, rather than, kind of staying the same. So it's opening up all of that. We also have the Mother. I think you're coming back to nurturing yourself, wanting to nurture yourself, nurture your ideas. Create beauty. Create beauty, but real beauty. I think you're redefining what beauty is. And I think that you're coming back to this more maternal, loving instinct when it comes to yourself, how you care for yourself, what self-care really is. Some of you may be healing a mother wound. So if you've had wounds with your mother or things like that, I feel like you're going to be healing that in this next chapter. I see this closeness coming through with your mother. Feeling close. Feeling like you are nurturing yourself on a very deep level, giving yourself what you've always needed and needed from a mother. You're going to be nurturing this new chapter of your life in that way. And it's going to open up brand new doors for you. So let's go ahead and get into the next deck of cards to get some more info on this. So group number 4, what else do we get for you, my group 4s? We have the Outlaw. You're definitely opening up a new chapter in a way where you're giving the boot to certain things. You're like, I don't need this anymore. I don't need that. You are so ready to say no and to completely outlaw certain things from your life that you don't want anymore. You're ready to break old rules that you've had on your life. You've had rules that you are ready to break in this next chapter. And I see you breaking them and setting yourself free. Ooh, there's so many cards that are wanting to come out. We're just going to go with it because all of these cards are wanting to come out right now. So we're just going to say yes and see what all of them are. So we also have take risk. This one is the cliff, just like in the Fool card. Taking risk, taking a chance on something. We also have the Sage. So the Sage is about clearing negative things in your life, also clearing things that no longer serve you, things that you no longer need, which makes sense. We've been talking all about that through this whole reading about clearing. So that's another confirmation card about all of that clearing that you're going to be going through. We also have share wisdom. Some of you might be called up to a leadership position in your life. Also learning how to have proper partnership, like partnership that is a win-win type of scenario. I see that coming through. Somehow partnership is going to be involved in this next chapter. Learning how to be the best partner. Learning how to be the best partner is coming up. Sharing wisdom, learning how to collaborate. Okay, we also have the Observer coming through. And then our last card here is the Release card. We also have one more deck to get through and some Astro Dice. But yeah, I see you, you are setting yourself free on such a deep level. You are reclaiming your power, especially if you felt powerless in your life lately. Like this next chapter is all about the power, being able to say no, being able to give the boot to things that you're like, that doesn't serve me anymore. I don't want that. And being able to take a chance on what it is that you really dream of. This next chapter is really opening you up in such a big way. Such big opportunities are coming for you. I think that the tides are changing. The wheel of your life is changing. The direction of your life is changing. So much is shifting for you, and it's going to be so beautiful. And I just see you nurturing something new. Some of you, this next chapter is going to involve you becoming a mother. Just want to say that. Just want to throw that out there. Again, it is a general reading. So that message won't be for all of you, but for some of you, and you'll know if that resonates with you or not. But some of you, this next chapter will involve becoming a mother. Reclaiming your power, shifting into that new direction. And let's go ahead and get into our last deck of cards, and then we'll do our Astro Dice. So let's see, group 4, group 4, group 4. Some of you, I'm getting the vibe that you're going to be ultra adventurous, like really go adventure mode in this next chapter. Some of you, I'm really feeling that. Okay, so we also have Messenger. So serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. And then we also have perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out, common ground. I think that you're really going to be gaining a lot of insight on your past choices and upon the choices that you might be facing in your life right now. There could be certain choices coming up that you might have to make decisions on in your life right now. And I really think that those answers are coming, and you're going to realize that all the things that you used to put value on might not actually be things that deserve all of your energy and value, right? I think you're at a point in your life where you're like, none of the things that used to matter to me really matter as much anymore. And I think that you're going to be finding what truly matters with you, what really connects with you and connects with your soul. And you're bringing harmony and balance to your life once again, rather than feeling like everything's out of control or everything's chaotic. Everything's going to be balanced out because you're realizing what really matters, letting go of all the things that don't. And your life is becoming more clear, more concise, more minimal, and truly happy through that minimalism that you are creating. Because I feel like you've had so much going on. Like group 4, I feel like you've had so much going on in your life, like so many responsibilities, so many tasks. It's like overload. Like you were overloaded, so overloaded, and you're so ready to just be free and let go of the things that were making you completely overloaded. That's the thing. It's like you've had so much going on. And this next chapter, it's like all you care about is your freedom and hopping into a space of freedom and letting go of the things that's like, I just don't need that stress anymore. I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't care about it. It's too much. It doesn't provide as much value to you as you have to put in to keep up with it. So I think you're just going to be ending those things. So in order to end off this reading, we're going to be rolling our astro dice to get any last information for you. So let's go ahead and find out any last things. Okay, we have Mercury in Virgo in the 8th house of endings and beginnings. Mercury in Virgo. Some of you are paying bills. You're ending certain things that are a financial burden on you. You are also ending things that are a time burden on you. What is taking way too much of your time? Group 4, there's such a message. You're going to be ending things that have been taking your time, but it's going to open up new doorways for you so that you can do new things that are actually valuable for your time. Ooh, that's huge. That's so huge. You are going to be, transforming those things. When one door closes, another door opens. That is your message today, Group 4. When one door closes, another door opens. So whatever you say no to right now will open up the door for something new and something more valuable for you to come through. So whether that's time for relaxation, time to start something you've always wanted to start, or time for travel, time for freedom, whatever it might be, when one door closes, another door opens. And I feel like you're going to be closing doors that were way too chaotic and put way too much pressure, way too much responsibility on you in order to free up more time. And it's really going to transform the 8th house, literally the house of endings and beginnings. That is the story of one door closes and another door opens. That is what is happening for you. This is happening for you mentally, within your words of saying no, within your schedule, which is also connected to Virgo and Mercury. Your schedule, there's endings and beginnings happening here. Your responsibilities, your money, all of that. Whew, so much transformation. So that is what we have here. I'm also seeing this sharing is also connected to the 8th house. So there might be some opportunity for you to share finances with somebody. Like maybe you're going to get a roommate, or maybe you're going to move in with your partner. Or maybe something here where there's going to be ease on your finances. There's also going to be ease when it comes to sharing responsibilities more, being able to offload a little bit more to get the help that you need. And it's going to create more freedom for you. So anyway, that's the last little message that I got there. So that is what we have for you, my beautiful, beautiful group number 4s. Thank you so much for joining me here today. That is all about the next chapter in your life. Hopefully that makes sense and adds some clarity on what is going on for you. And thank you so much for joining me here, and I will see you next time. Bye. All right, so my group number 5s, if you chose this pile, this is going to be a reading. Immediately, I just need to say I'm getting such a calming energy from this group 5. So let's find out what's underneath here and see what your next chapter is all about. Okay, group number 5. We have the 10 of Swords being reversed. Love that card in the reverse position. That is great. We also have King of Wands, the Tower, the 4 of Swords, and then the 6 of Wands here. So one of your first messages is that everything is going to be okay. That is one of the first messages coming out for you. I feel like Spirit is trying to give you a message of calmness right now. That's why we had that calmness energy. Because everything is going to be okay. The fact that we have the 10 of Swords being reversed, whatever it is that you've currently been going through or dealing with, whether that be mentally, physically, emotionally, or whatever it is that you've been going through, I see that healing, and I see you coming out on top. I see success for you. Whatever it is that you are currently going through or dealing with, I feel like there's a stressful moment that you've been dealing with that you've been wanting answers on. All I can say is there is a successful outcome. Whether you see it right away or not, there's success on the horizon for you here, and it's going to come out positive. Things are shifting in your life right now. Things that weren't built to last. And that's something that Spirit really wants you to know right now. So this next chapter of your life is for you to have hope, to create something brand new, and to realize that everything is always working out in your favor. Okay, that's actually one of the biggest messages from Spirit right now. Everything is always working out in your favor. This is leading you to your success. And whatever is like not really working out for you right now was not meant to last forever. It is not meant to last forever. Even the problems that we go through are not meant to last forever. You are Spirit, there's like this intervening, like Spirit's having this intervention in your life right now. And this next chapter is about to create a new foundation for you where you can build something more solid. Whatever it is that you're going through right now was a lesson of some kind. And I know sometimes in my readings, whenever I mention like lessons, I usually get some comments of people being like, no, not another lesson. Life is full of lessons. We cannot avoid them. However, they're also beautiful. Our lessons are beautiful if we are willing to look at them in that perspective. And every lesson I've gone through, like if you look at your past and you look at the lessons that happened before, or the hardships that have happened in your life before, and the way that you got out of them and the things that they taught you and how they made you grow, those things are all beautiful and they enhance us. They enhance us in really big ways. And right now you're being enhanced in a really big way. Whether you see it or not, you're actually being so divinely enhanced and being brought to the next level because you're learning how to create something very solid. You're learning how to create a very solid foundation for yourself. And Spirit wants you to know that you're very capable of creating a very solid, secure foundation, one that you can trust, one that you feel safe in, one that you feel confident to build your highest dreams upon. Because it seems like before, maybe we were trying to build dreams and maybe build them up too fast before. Maybe one of our difficulties in the past was rushing things, or not giving yourself a proper break in between. And there's something here where we're needing to revise our approach. Spirit wants you to focus on rest and relaxation. Focus on rejuvenating yourself in between also having the successes. But I also see a really big success for you on the horizon. The fact that we have King of Wands and the Six of Wands here. Both of these are extremely good success cards. There is success for you on the horizon. You are currently building it, but there's things that Spirit is like, we need to get that out of the way first. We need to get that out of the way so you can learn what it is that you need to learn, so that you can go towards the most success, so you can build the tallest dream, the highest dream. And sometimes we need to tear down what we currently have in order to build the highest dream. Sometimes we need to revise things, and it'll make sense in the future. It'll make sense in the future. That's one of the lessons that's coming through, is it's going to make sense in the future. And normally when it comes to things like this, they make sense more in the future than they do in the present moment. So trusting that this is all leading to your divine success in the future. I really see like other people are going to be very proud of you. Other people are going to be very proud of you in whatever it is that you're going through right now. The outcome is going to be very positive. You have people cheering you on. I'm seeing a type of success where there's recognition involved in the success. Recognition. So whatever your hard work has been, there's some sort of recognition for what you're about to achieve in your life. So that's also coming through. Let's get into our next few cards here. So one of our cards is the Love card. Love. If some of you are going through a situation in your love life that's difficult, I'm seeing the outcome being very successful. I'm seeing the outcome being something where you're gonna find what you're looking for. If this deals with going towards what you're passionate about, maybe building a passionate, loving future, a future that you love for yourself, building a life that you love for yourself, I'm seeing you 100% doing that. This next chapter for you is building what you desire on a very solid foundation. Okay, we also have letting go. So what is it that we need to fully let go of? We can no longer hang on to any of the pieces that might not be, a perfect fit anymore. All the pieces that are no longer working in our structure. There's certain things that need to go in order for us to have a stronger foundation, a stronger structure. So what is it that we might need to let go of there in order to have that stronger structure? In this next chapter of your life, I'm seeing you connecting to what it is that you truly love, what it is that you're truly passionate about, being able to open up to love again. That's something that's coming through. Feeling love. Some of you, you're attracting someone into your life right now, if you're single. And you're opening up a place where you're going to feel your success. You're going to feel recognized for all of your work that you're putting into your future. Let's go ahead into the next couple cards here. We also have, the North Node. Step outside of your comfort zone. The North Node, whenever the North Node comes up, it talks about us moving towards our purpose. Right now, you are making moves and steps towards your purpose. And everything that's happening in your life right now is shifting you closer to what your true purpose really is. It's also going to require you stepping outside of your comfort zone, though. Maybe that's also why we have the Tower coming up, because sometimes the Tower comes up to shift things in our life so that we have to make change, so that we have to move out of our comfort zone. Because sometimes the things that we really want in life are also things that we have to step outside of our comfort zone for in order for us to achieve them. However, when we just sit there waiting, sometimes we wait for our dreams to come to us. Sometimes we're comfortable where we are and we don't want to step outside of our comfort zone, so we wait for our dreams to fall on our doorstep. But that usually doesn't happen. We have to take action towards our dreams, and that requires getting out of our comfort zone. So I really think that the shifts that are happening in your life right now, group number 5, are happening to get you outside of your comfort zone so that you can find what it is that you really desire, so that you can move towards what it is that your dreams are. And there's this beautiful calming energy that I got in the beginning of this reading, before we even hopped into it. This rose quartz just gave me such a calming energy. And I feel like that's Spirit's way of saying the calm through the storm. And the calm through the storm is usually when we accept okay, there's things that need to change, there's things that need to shift, there's things that I need to face, fears I need to get over, to step outside of my comfort zone. And sometimes when we just embrace that and then we get to the center of the storm, that's where the calm usually is when we're right in the center of a storm, when we're in the eye of it. So I think sometimes we have to accept that we need to step outside of our comfort zone. And the more that we accept that, and the more that we just embrace that, and the more that we move towards what we really desire, even though it might come with its own set of fears and all that, it's going to bring us where we actually want to go. It's going to bring you to your success. We also have emotions are running high, the supermoon. I feel like there's been a lot of intense emotions in your life lately, a lot of intense things, but sometimes we just need to face what we need to face in order to get where we're meant to go. We also have, look at our next two cards. We have the King and the Self. Oh my goodness. The King and the Self. And both of these have this same imagery of this radiance. This is time to shine your light. This is time to get outside of your comfort zone, group number 5. This is time to get out of your comfort zone, to move towards your success, to put on the crown. And look at both of these cards have the little pearl in them. What is it that your heart really wants to offer the world? What is it that your heart really wants to do? What is it that your heart really wants to express? Because I'm seeing it's going to be very important to express whatever's been on your heart. It's also going to be very important for you to own who you are confidently, own your gifts, own your talents. That's going to be very important for you. Becoming the leader of your own life. Focusing on what are your talents, how can you radiate those and shine those. The fact that both of these have the pearl, pearls are interesting too because they're made out of a grain of sand. So it's taking something small and turning it into something beautiful. So what is it in your life that might seem like a small thing right now, but has the potential to become something so beautiful and so big if you're only willing to put in the work to turn that small grain of sand into something amazing? Some of you might doubt your talents, but Spirit's coming through right now saying in this next chapter, as you begin to work on those talents, they can become your absolute shining gold. But it's about owning that. So this next chapter is going to be very successful for you as you step outside of your comfort zone, as you move towards what is it that you really desire to do, what you really want to do with your life. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into the next set of cards. Let's see what else we get here for my group fives. We have reclaim. This is reclaiming your power. And look at, we have the crown on top of this card, and we have the king. This is wearing your own crown, putting the crown back on. We also have love. What is it that you're passionate about? We have 2 love cards coming up. I do think love is on the horizon for a lot of you in this next chapter. But we might need to step outside of our comfort zone to find it. So for those of you that are single and wanting to manifest a successful love story, I see that happening for you in this next chapter. But this is about stepping outside of your normal realm. Like, you might limit yourself in certain ways. What are those limitations that you put on yourself? Whether that be like, oh, I'm only allowed to date, these type of people, or they have to be, above 6 feet tall, or they need to be whatever, what are those limitations? Because those limitations, I think it's time to break those limitations that you're putting on yourself. Whether it comes to your love life or your career life or anything, what are those limitations that you keep putting yourself into? And ask yourself, how is that limiting you? How is that stopping you from what it is that you really want? Because sometimes those limitations stop us from achieving what we want because we're not traveling outside of our box. And so the only thing that's available to us is whatever's already in that box. But sometimes that's not what we really want, what's in that box. And so sometimes we have to say, hey, I'm going to break down that wall and I'm going to explore other options. I'm going to explore a little bit more. And I feel like that's what the universe is sort of calling you towards right now, is to explore beyond and to realize that you're going to be safe. You're going to be safe regardless. You're going to be safe. You are smart enough to keep yourself safe. You are smart enough to make the right decision, but sometimes we do need to open up the door to more. We need to welcome in more, break beyond those limitations. Okay? Let's see. What else do we have for you? We also have the seeker. So what is it that you really want? What do you want to seek out in your life? And self-love. It's so interesting the self-love card came up because the rose quartz is all about self-love as well. This next chapter, the reason why love is coming in too, could also be this next chapter is about accepting yourself. Accepting yourself and then expanding out of your comfort zone to do something great for yourself. What have we been maybe sleeping on and not wanting to take action on? And how can we take action on those things that we've been sleeping on for so long? How can we begin to take action? Action towards loving ourselves, respecting ourselves, doing the things that we know are best for us. That's also what's in this next chapter. Taking action on what's best for you and no longer waiting in the tower, waiting for the results to come first. Waiting around for, someone to show you the way. Like, this is about you showing yourself the way, stepping out of your own comfort zone, healing yourself, taking action. This next chapter is like, we're no longer waiting around. We need to take action. We need to move forward. We need to say yes, and we need to take continuous action towards what we want if we want it to happen. And I see you doing that in this next chapter. That's what this next chapter is all about, is like taking life into your own hands. Okay, so let's get into our last few cards here, and then we're also going to roll some astro dice. So let's see, what else do we have for you, group number 5, in this next chapter. Lots of self-love coming in, possible actual romance coming in, especially if you're single. Feeling confident to spread your wings. feeling confident to be you. Let's see what our last few cards are. We also have Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. Life lessons. What did I tell you in the beginning of this reading about life lessons? This was a lesson turning point for higher learning for you so that you could grow. You might also be called to learn something new at this time. In this next chapter, I feel like some of you might be taking a course, learning something new, getting curious, expanding your knowledge, maybe even just through YouTube and being self-taught, like teaching yourself something or going to school for something new. We also have loosen your grip, coping mechanism, density, addiction, let God in. This one comes up a lot lately. Loosening your grip. So no longer feeling like we need to control every single circumstance. I think that you're going to be becoming a lot looser, a lot more open, and it's going to allow more things to flow into your life. And it's going to allow you to navigate life without feeling stuck. Because sometimes when we try to control everything so deeply, we end up getting stuck because we're not allowing the flow. So when we try to control the outcome so much, sometimes we stop ourselves from even pursuing something because we're so scared that the outcome is going to be out of our control, which the outcome is always out of our control. The only thing that's in our control is how we react to the outcome that we get. We can't control the outcome, but we can control how we react to that outcome, which will either bring us closer to our destination or further away from it, depending on how we decide to react to it. So loosening your grip, realizing that like things are going to flow the way they flow, but you get to choose how you react to those things so that you can navigate towards your highest dream. We also have the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. I think you're just going to be integrating so many lessons, and I feel like you're just going to have this huge epiphany coming towards you. And you may have already had that epiphany of like, wow, I just need to step outside of my comfort zone. I need to do this. And I feel like that's going to allow you to kind of like come out of your cave, to radiate, to wear the crown, take back the power of your life, and be able to manifest something huge. So, that is what we have for you. I think there's going to be spontaneous epiphanies coming to you in your life. Trust those epiphanies. I think you're just learning so much right now. And I really feel like you're going to come out of this on top. The stuff that you're learning, I think, is going to, and if you're actually in school right now or like learning something right now, maybe taking a course or something like that, I think it's going to really pay off in your future. And it's going to contribute to bigger success down the line for you. So that's another thing that I'm seeing there. So group number 5, that is what we have right there. Let's go ahead and roll our Astro Dice to get any last information for you. Let's see. We have the 8th house. We have Saturn in Capricorn. Ooh, one of its home signs. In the 8th house. Endings and beginnings. When one door closes, another door opens. Saturn is about our limitations. Capricorn is about our limitations. Our limitations can help us stay on track with what we desire, but sometimes our limitations we don't realize are actually closing us off from what we really want. Boundaries and limitations are good because, again, they can keep us on track with what we want and keep us from veering off. But sometimes we don't realize that the boundaries and the limitations that we create are actually stopping us from moving forward towards what we want. So what limitations are we needing to end or transform or revise so that we can continue moving forward towards what we want? That's the last message that Spirit has for you today. How can you revise your current limitations, your current blocks, so that they're no longer standing in your way, so that they can serve you by keeping you on track with what you really want, but not standing in your way? So that is what we have here for you. Group number 5. Thank you so much for joining me here today for today's reading all about the next chapter in your life. I am sending you so much love, and I hope to see you next time, my loves. Bye.